Hey everyone, it's TheOfftrackcrew with another video for FAF. One of the most grueling but popular self-imposed video game challenges is the infamous Nuzlocke challenge in Pokemon. The Nuzlocke is a set of rules that attempt to make a playthrough of Pokemon more engaging and challenging. The usual rules are that you must capture the Pokemon in the first area you enter. If a Pokemon is defeated in battle, it is considered dead, so you must release it or put it in your PC. And lastly, you have to nickname each one you find to build a familiarity with them. In my own experiences of the Nuzlockes that I've played, they lead to a playthrough that has almost overwhelming pressure with stakes that come from every decision you make. Sometimes the player must use a Pokemon they probably wouldn't have gone out of their way to use otherwise. And in the case where a Pokemon dies, it's a heavy loss for not only the time investment you had in that Pokemon, but the attachments you build towards them. You probably see where I'm going with this. But what I find interesting is that this self-imposed challenge is already a gameplay feature that's been in another Nintendo series from the very beginning, and that's Permadeath and Fire Emblem. Obviously these series are very different, and people play them for different reasons, but the experience of playing a Nuzlocke is quite similar to Permadeath and Fire Emblem. And both your decisions have weight to them because of the stakes and consequences of losing a unit or Pokemon. The investment and the attachment you build towards a unit and Pokemon makes you more engaged in a way that makes it hurt when you lose them. A slight difference is that the characterization in Fire Emblem takes the place of nicknaming in Pokemon because it gives the unit actual lives outside of the player's hands, which also raises the stakes of losing them. Lastly, in the case where units do die, you do have options to replace them, which may force you to go out of your comfort zone for characters you don't typically use. Even though the Nuzlocke and Permadeath are similar, in recent years, Fire Emblem has shifted away from building itself around that feature. At least in Three Houses, it obviously builds itself away from that feature, with divine pulses and units being less replaceable than they were in the past. Ironically, making it more RPG-like, where experience is around building your favorite characters, using your favorite Pokemon. Not that there's anything wrong with either ways of playing, as I said. People play video games for different reasons. Some Pokemon fans just want a harder experience, and some Fire Emblem fans just want to play with their favorite characters. I at least feel though there's something lost when we players are disengaging with Permadeath as a feature, because I think there's value in seeking the same precedent stake Pokemon fans are looking for in a series that naturally has it like Fire Emblem. Now I know when we play Fire Emblem, we could just reset if a unit dies, and I'm not going to pretend that I haven't done that when playing. But I would say resetting is almost as self-imposed as a Nuzlocke itself. It's a choice a player is making outside of the game, not alongside the game. Likewise, Iron Man's, which is playing the game with no resets at all, isn't necessarily a self-imposed challenge in the same way a Nuzlocke is, as it's directly engaging with the feature of Permadeath. The value that comes from these playthroughs can offer unique experience to the player they wouldn't have otherwise. Now, I'm not talking about this in terms of difficulty. Pokemon has its hard bosses even outside of the Nuzlockes, and Fire Emblem maps can be challenging even with resets. Though there is an upskill in difficulty, I'm mostly talking about the emotional experience a player goes through when they're playing a Permadeath. Speaking on my own experiences, the pressure you undergo to make the right decisions so you don't have to lose a unit can make the game more immersive. Everything you do truly matters. The stat items you use can save a character's life in the future, and the level ups you get matter way more. Almost every facet of the game becomes more meaningful. In the case where units do die, that's a loss that sticks with you, especially when you're attached to a character. It honestly hurts. I can confidently say, I had playthroughs in Fire Emblem where a character's death had stuck with me weeks after the fact. Even a healthy amount of frustration when it comes to these challenges is an immersive part of the experience. If we compare this to Dark Souls, as every video game journalist I already did for other games in the past decade, losing a unit is essentially dying and losing all your souls. In fact, I would say it's worse, because there's a character attached to that loss.
Who wish I could have seen more of the world.
Now I know it may be unfun to those who may tried it yet, the pressure, losing a character you like, dealing with the frustration, but I think that's a gameplay experience that's just as valid as a run, where you only use your favorite characters and do reset. There's so many emotions and situations Fire Emblem will put you through that you'll never get to experience in the series if you aren't willing to try those runs. Moving out of your comfort zone while playing can provide you a brand new experience. For example, I'd encourage Three Houses fans who can't bring themselves to play in a different house or not use their favorite characters to try to, because of the different experience it'll provide you. I honestly think since all the way from the first game, Fire Emblem intends us to experience negative emotions when we play. The frustration, the sadness, the pressure, all of it. There's nothing wrong with playing casually or resetting, especially if the game isn't built with permadeath in mind, but I think we, as Fire Emblem fans, are denying ourselves from something special we have, that Pokemon fans have literally had to manufacture. I know permadeath may be challenging and can come with negative emotions, especially if that's not what you play the series for or you're trying to actively avoid feeling those things while playing Fire Emblem, but I think we should embrace those emotions as part of the experience. I love that Fire Emblem can invoke me with a sense of loss when a unit I cared about died, or at times it made me feel suffocated by the pressure of a map. It completely changes the game from wanting to beat a map to win to wanting to beat a map with everyone surviving. The reason why, for me, playing with permadeath has so much more weight than resetting is because all of my actions have permanent consequences. Sure, resetting takes away the time I invested in playing the map, but I'd rather the game actually reflect my actions rather than me just wiping it away. So seek out these experiences if you haven't. They're a part of what makes this series special, to me at least. Your runs may not be the perfect one where everyone gets their happy ending, but I think it's an idea that's the core of this series and it often gets overlooked. And I hope it's a feature everyone can come to appreciate, even if it's not something that will be prevalent in the series any longer. Hope everyone enjoyed this video. Please let me know how you feel on the topic. Like, comment, and subscribe for more theft.